Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast with PJ and Mike. Now find yourself a seat at their table.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast with PJ and Mike. I'm PJ.
And I'm Mike.
And today we are going to do a ranking of some movies. The movies that we feel are the worst animated Disney/Pixar films.
Yep.
Now, we are over 100 episodes deep into our podcast, and I have said many times how much I love Disney. And as I was trying to make my list of my top 10 worst Disney animated films, this is really fucking hard. Disney and Pixar make quality films all the time. There is a reason, say what you will about Disney now, but there is a reason they are like the biggest studio in the world. It's because they pump out quality. So this was not easy for me. I don't know. How did you feel about making a list of the top 10?
It was, PJ, you and I on the same page. I had a really difficult time. I was like, oof. The only thing I could say is for folks for my list, I only put the movies that I've seen. So I didn't see every movie. So I'm only doing the ones that I've seen. Some of these are, I wouldn't even say that they're bad films. I just don't. I think they're mainly overrated. So I just don't think they're excellent. You know,
either
but
overrated or just okay. When some other movies are excellent. So these, by comparison, are just not as good, but by no stretch bad.
Yeah, exactly. Their catalog is just insane. You know, especially
really
Pixar. They put out 28 films, and really all of them are bangers. You know what I mean? But yeah, folks, PJ and I have our own list, each of our top 10 worst films. We're going to start from 10, work our way down to number 1, and then at the end, we're going to combine forces and make our own ultimate worst Disney films.
I have my notes ready to go. You want to go first with your number 10?
Yeah. So for my number 10, PJ, like I said, some of these might be controversial because I don't think they're technically bad, but it's a Pixar film. It's the 2012 film Brave.
Wow.
I
love Brave.
Really?
I love Brave. I like it more than Frozen.
Really? Yeah. Frozen, I'll just say Frozen didn't make my list, but I think Frozen is a little bit better. I think Frozen is a little bit overrated, but I think it's a solid film. I felt this movie, I just put in terms of my notes, I felt it started off cool, and then I just wanted it to be over. I just felt like I just kept losing interest as it was going. I think that movie would have worked better if it was like the Pixar short films. If it was just maybe a half hour long.
Right.
For some reason, I felt like it got stretched, and it's forgettable. In my opinion, definitely not a bad film at all.
No, I actually wanted to do more Brave stuff in the parks. Like I want a Brave ride. I really thought that.
Yeah, I like the horror. Like I said, there's some. I think they do a great job with characters and the animation, blah blah blah. But I just felt like the story itself, I was just like, So that's my number 9. Excuse me, number 10.
That's okay. You're going to disagree with my number 10 also when I tell you what it is. It is the Michael J. Fox led Atlantis, The Lost
Wow. And to tell you the truth, bro, I have never saw that movie.
Really?
I think you said Michael J. I think you meant Michael J. Fox, right?
Yeah, Michael J. Fox, yeah.
Okay, I thought you said Michael Jackson for some reason.
No, Michael.
I never seen that one. I know a lot of people say it's a bit of a clunker.
Yeah, I just thought because Marty was in it, you might have seen it and might have loved it.
No, I always wanted to see. I remember as a kid seeing the commercial. I had no interest in it. It looked like something about like the vibe of it. I should really check it out because it seems more like sci-fi or very 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea type of thing.
Why I have it on my list. When I think of this movie, it's a 2001 movie that came out, right?
Wow, 2001.
2001. Yeah, we're old. That's what this list is talking
For some
about.
reason, I felt that movie came out like in the 90s, like late 99.
The problem I have with it is a year before this came out, Titan AE came out in year 2000.
Yes, that was a good movie.
Love Titan
That was a great movie. That was a great movie.
And I feel like this was Disney's answer to Titan AE, and it wasn't as good. And so to me, it's very forgettable.
Yeah. Interesting. For my next one, it's from 1977. It's The Rescuers.
All right. Fair.
I remember, to tell you the truth, I saw the sequel, The Rescuers Down Under, before the original, the first one, and I love Rescuers Down Under. I think it's underrated, quick movie. I love the character. I think it's hilarious. And when I remember seeing The Rescuers, I was like, I just didn't like it that much. I thought it was kind of, I don't think it's horrible. I just thought it was boring, and I didn't really like the they got to save a kid in it. I didn't like that kid at all. I just. I just didn't like it, so I couldn't wait for it to be over. I remember, but that said, I don't really have much to say about that. It was the Rescuers.
My number 9 is I don't think this is a shock to anybody that this would be on the
Hmm.
list. Aladdin and the King of Thieves. That's the third Aladdin,
Yes.
which is the second direct. I believe it was direct to film to TV or direct to DVD. I don't think either of the Aladdin sequels hit the theaters. Aladdin and the
No.
King of Thieves is the one where he's finally going to marry Jasmine, but then his father comes back, and
Who, Aladdin's father
Aladdin's
comes back?
father comes back.
Well, I
And
never
and
seen it. I
oh,
remember
really?
seeing. I only saw Return of Jafar. I can't even recall that. I can't
Yeah,
even
no.
remember it.
Aladdin and the King of Thieves is he's finally about to marry Jasmine, and then all of a sudden his father comes back into town and he has to go on an adventure with his father. It's not a good movie.
Yikes.
The only saving grace for Aladdin King of Thieves is that Robin Williams comes back as the genie. Yeah, because he
Interesting.
doesn't do the genie's voice in Return to Jafar.
Yeah.
But he does come back for this. It's the only saving grace. But the movie itself, not great at all.
Interesting.
I feel like the first Aladdin is maybe a top 5, definitely a top 10 Disney movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And these sequels that they pumped out, horrendous.
Well, it's funny because Disney they never really had any good like direct to video sequels.
No, they did not.
The only one that like they were actually doing direct to video was actually Toy Story 2, and then the studio's like, "Yo, this is too good to be
Yeah,
direct." And anyway, when the rest is history. But yeah, that was like they were actually gonna put that straight to video, and while they were making it, they
that
were
would
like,
have been
"Whoa,
crazy.
whoa, whoa, whoa!" They were like,
Yeah,
this is way too good to be
yeah.
direct to video." So
Because Toy Story
yeah.
2 is arguably be better than Toy Story 1. So it's
hmm I like one better than I like.
they're all good.
Yeah, they're all good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No question. My number 8, PJ. I'm like 85% sure you saw this with me. It's the 2000 film Dinosaur.
Yeah, I think we
They're
did.
like
Yeah.
it was the three of us, me, you, and I think our friend Dan. Basically, folks, what Dinosaur um, was basically a Land Before Time ripoff. Like the same thing happens. Like I think like a meteor hits or something like that, and they have to find like the Great Valley. Basically, it's basically almost the same exact storyline, but
Yeah.
it was so boring. The animation was weird. Like I think they started trying to get into that more realism
It
kind of
didn't work.
animation. It didn't
Yeah.
work. It looked clunky and kind of going with in our last review I was talking about the movie Flow, and I think if you're going to have talking animals, it can't look too realistic. It has
No,
to.
because when the animals are talking,
Yeah.
it's so cartoonish and goofy that
Yeah.
it looks ridiculous. It's the same thing with like the live action, but
Right.
Lion King and Jungle Book, and
Yes,
you're like, why are these
exactly.
animals talking?
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, I remember seeing that together, PJ, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's my and that was my pick.
This is, I think, the only Pixar film I have on my list in number 8. And it's not bad, and it doesn't deserve a lot of the hate it gets, but it's certainly not their strongest film, Lightyear.
I never saw it, but it looked
Okay.
awful.
Yeah,
It looked awful.
no one asked for this movie. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the idea of maybe getting to see the story behind the toy was cool, I guess, as an idea. Like, why is Buzz Lightyear a toy? What is it based on? I
Yeah.
was into that. I thought that might be
Yeah, that
cool.
was a cool idea. I
It,
just
it just didn't work. The movie was not great. Seeing anyone play Buzz Lightyear and not have a voice by Tim Allen,
exactly.
like,
How could
why
you
couldn't
do
he
that?
just do it?
Exactly. I mean, like, and look, I didn't see it just from the trailers. It didn't even look like a comedy. Like Buzz
No, it
Lightyear,
really
that
wasn't.
movie should have been like almost like a Spaceballs, like just a parody about
Yeah, and it
sci-fi
really
films.
just wasn't that.
Right.
I thought it fell a little flat. It was, I mean, it's watchable. It's not bad or anything. It's just not good.
Yeah.
And there are so many better movies out there that this one made the list.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what I think would have been better than a Lightyear movie.
Mm.
Would have been a movie like based on Woody as a real cowboy or something. I think that would have worked a little better because Woody was based on a TV show in the movie. Maybe this could
Right.
have just been like the story of that TV show. I think
Right.
that would have worked better as a film than Lightyear did.
Right.
Lightyear fell flat for me.
Know what they could have done, PJ? I think we'll start with Lightyear. They should have made Lightyear about actual Buzz Lightyear. Have Tim Allen make it a real comedy, and
Yeah.
it was I think a missed opportunity there. And I like your idea with having a Woody film. And I'm not sure you meant this, but doing an actual true blue live action, actually have Tom Hanks
Yeah,
in a
would
cowboy
be
outfit, not
great.
animated, and just
Yeah.
make that a comedy too.
Yeah.
And he could pull it because he kind of looks like Woody. The same features and
Yeah.
everything. Could have pulled even if as an older man, he could have pulled it off probably.
Yeah, that would have been
You
great.
know? So, yeah, good idea. For my next one, it's also another Pixar film. I think this is their first, I'll say, like, clunker, true clunker. It's called The Good Dinosaur. That came out in 2015. I didn't see it in theaters. I remember I saw it on.
This is the one with like the dinosaur and the little kid.
Yeah. Like a caveman,
Yeah,
like
little cave
caveman
baby.
kid. Yeah. Something about it. I just said just something felt off. I could never really put my. I only saw it once. Once was enough. I don't think it's awful. I think it's unbearable, but I feel like it's one of those things where it's like where you start something. Oh, this is starting off. Oh, it's a great idea, and then while you're doing, you're like, you know what? We're not
Yeah.
executing it, and it's just like they're just like, you know, what, you got to
Oh,
finish
gotta
it, man.
finish it. We just
You
gotta
got to
finish
do it. We put too much time and money. You got to just finish it. So
And that's a movie I wanted to really like because it was kind of
yeah,
like the little cave baby was like a puppy and the
yeah,
dinosaur. But I don't know. It looked like it
yeah,
should have been a cute idea. Fell
yeah,
on execution. Just really failed. That
yep,
movie would have been better if it was claymation.
yeah. Claymation. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, but not so good. What about yours, P? What's
My
your
number
next pick?
7, maybe a controversial pick. I don't know, but I put The Princess and the Frog.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, PJ. No,
yeah.
I'm
Like I
Princess.
said, maybe a controversial pick. I have one. I think it's not the most exciting movie. It
I,
didn't keep my interest, and I feel like I don't know, something about it just was like meh. Soundtrack was pretty good. The thing I don't like about it, and I never quite understood, was this. And maybe you can explain it to me. Maybe it'll change that. How is she a princess?
oh yeah, that's a good point. I think that guy, her husband. I guess I only saw the movie a few times. But I think her husband, the prince, he was a prince of that area. You know,
Did they have princes of New Orleans,
I forgot what it was. I think it was just
or was he
something
from
of a.
somewhere else? Did he
I
come
think he
from
was from
another?
somewhere else. Maybe that's what it
Yeah, I
was.
don't. I couldn't.
So, like from
I always felt
Spain
like it
or
was
something
very
like that.
confusing, and
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't love it
but
because I'm like,
yeah,
there's no princesses in America.
yeah.
Up
I
until very
agree.
recently, we didn't have emperors and kings in
Right.
America.
So I do agree. I mean, I think that I like that movie. Actually, I think it's the last hand-drawn animated movie by Disney.
Might be,
Everything else has been since computer animated, like Tangled, all those kind of
but
movies.
I did hear
But
that Disney is going to start doing more hand-drawn animation films again.
okay, all right.
I don't know if it's true, but I read it.
Yeah, okay, all right. Definitely controversial. My next one is from 1985. This is like one of the because I love this kind of genre, the fantasy type stuff. But
Mhm.
it's the Black Cauldron. I just felt like every time I tried to watch the movie, I could never get into it. It's a shame because, like I said, I like Dragonheart, I
Yeah.
like Excalibur, I like those kind of things. You know, and this movie was just boring, man. I just remember as a kid, I just like,
I
ugh.
don't think I've ever
Yeah,
actually seen that one. I never had any
yeah.
interest in it.
And it's hard to just slow, because the next one after mine is another one that's slow. You know, it's a grind to get through. But yeah, that's my
My number
number
6
6.
also going to be a controversial pick, 2 in a row. My number 6 is Pocahontas.
That's on my list. Okay.
I couldn't give a single shit about this movie if I tried. I don't care. I don't find it entertaining. I don't find it. I don't. I don't know. I don't know if there's talking animals in this one or not. But I don't think there
No, I
is.
think there is. I think it's just a talking tree, Mother
Yeah, and
Willow.
that's stupid because trees don't talk, and I didn't like that. And if I'm going to see a Disney movie, I want there to be at least one talking animal, and I want it to be funny. And you didn't give me a funny talking animal. You gave me a
Right.
stupid talking tree. You gave me a character that I don't give a shit about. I don't know. I didn't like it.
Wow.
I didn't
Okay.
like that one. The only reason that is not higher on my list of bad movies is because it came out during that era of like banger after banger after banger
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Disney.
yeah,
And I don't know if maybe it was just because this movie had to follow Beauty and the Beast. It had to follow The Lion King, right? I
yeah.
think I
Aladdin.
think
Yeah,
I think all those movies came out first,
yeah,
and then they were like, "Here's Pocahontas," and by comparison, it had no chance.
yeah. No, I totally agree. I guess I'll share it now. It's actually my number 3. It's in my number 3 slot. Pocahontas. For me, the reason why I think I agree, PJ. It's boring. It's forgettable. I remember, like you said, I feel like just nothing happens. I think the movie it was trying to be too deep. It didn't need to be that
Yeah,
way because it's doing something a historical figure.
It
Yeah,
didn't help that we had to sing that stupid.
so I wrote my note on that, PJ. I wrote in my note. I says PJ and I had to sing this song in the fifth
chorus.
grade. Colors of the Wind.
Oh my
PJ,
God.
have you ever cried when with the blue corn moon and something else is happening in it?
I used to know all the words to that
Yes,
because of
yeah,
that.
we had it. Yes,
Oh my
of
God.
course.
Have you ever
And
heard the wolf cry?
that's
The
it.
blue
Yes,
corn
that's
moon?
yes,
Or ask the weeping willow why it weeps or something like that?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yes. Oh wow, good memory, man. And the other thing, Peach, I think what I just this just tells you how forgettable this movie is, and really how bad it is. It's not I guess it's not atrocious. But it's bad. It's not very good. Is Pocahontas, bro? She's like not even mentioned when they do like they show those collages. You know,
They
like they
used to
do.
ignore her.
She's not even there. She's not
She
even
shows
on
up in
there.
the park. You never see Pocahontas walking around Epcot.
No way. She's not on the the
She's not on the parade.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
Exactly. She ain't on the t-shirts with the rest of the royalty on there.
Yeah.
She ain't on there at all. So
Nope.
interesting. For my number 5, PJ, I put the 1963 film Sword in the Stone. Another one that I wanted to like and I can't like it, man. Slow, boring. I actually hate a lot of the voice
Yeah.
acting in that. Irritating. I don't have much to say about it. I just found it very
I'll tell you
annoying.
what, that was on my list also on my number one spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a movie that I should like. I should
Yeah.
like it, and I
Yes.
cannot stand it. Merlin is annoying.
Yes.
The kid's annoying.
Yes.
And there's so much weird shit happening to that. Don't they turn into like fish at some point?
Yeah,
I'm like,
I
what?
think so.
It's
Yeah,
supposed to
it's a
be like King Arthur. Why are they
yes.
not just pulling out this sort of fight? I don't
Yes.
know. Oh,
It's irritating, man.
have you
Grating.
ever gone to Disneyland and tried to pull the sword from the stone?
No, I have. It's I think they only do it for someone's there.
Yeah, there's
They
like
give it to
usually a
kids.
guy hides behind the
Yeah.
garbage pail
They,
somewhere. If a kid tries to do it, they'll let him. They like push
yeah.
a button. I've never been able to. I apparently am not worthy enough to pull the sword from the stone.
Yes.
I've never been
Mhm.
able to do it.
Mhm. I think Michelle Tanner did right in the
Yeah,
episode
I
of Full
believe she
House.
did.
One of
Yeah.
the they cross promotion, I think. So, Peter, what was your number 5 though? What was your number
My number
5?
5 is we're going back to Agrabah for Aladdin: Return to Jafar.
Wow.
Yeah, that movie had a lot to follow up on because the
Yeah.
first Aladdin is maybe a close to perfect as an animated film can come.
Yeah.
Action, adventure, romance, comedy.
That's a
You
short
know,
film too. That's only like an
yeah,
hour and 20 minutes,
man, it's
Aladdin.
not
An hour
long.
15. It's not short.
Yeah, that first Aladdin. I mean, the soundtrack is
Yeah, banger,
everything
man.
about it is perfect,
No,
and
it's
that's
so
why
funny. No, continue. I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say I understand why they wanted to make sequels to a perfect movie, but to lose your big draw, your big star of Rob Williams, it waters down the genie's performance because all
Yeah.
of the genies was Rob Williams just being himself and them animating around the nonsense that he would do in the recording session. You
hmm
lose that because whoever I don't know who replaced him. I forget the guy's name.
The guy, I think it's actually the guy who does the voice of Homer Simpson.
Is it
Dan
Dave
Costa.
Castellaneta, whatever his name? Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I'm
I
pretty
didn't realize
sure
that
it's
was
him.
him. Okay. It's just not. You lose something from that, and
Oh yeah.
that was my thoughts on it.
Good choice. Good choice. For my number 4, this is another clunker that I saw on Disney Channel. I think it was released in theaters for like a day. Mars Needs Moms. It's when they
I've never seen that.
yeah, just stupid. It's a waste. That's the only way to describe the movie. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. Uh,
It's a waste of time.
uh, my number 4 is another sequel. It's, the Jungle Book 2, where Mowgli is voiced by Haley Joel Osment, I believe, and
Really?
Baloo is John Goodman.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
you know why you don't know it came out is it's a piece of shit. Is what that movie is, and it makes me sad because I love John Goodman as an actor.
Yeah.
I think he's great.
All right.
I don't know what happened. Why they were like, you know, what we should do? We should go back to this Jungle
Mhm.
Book and do this again. It was
All right.
terrible. It was never going to be as good as the first one. So why
Mhm.
bother even trying? And then I don't know. The voice of Baloo is just like so instantly recognizable.
Yeah.
It's the same voice of Little John and Robin Hood.
Yep.
And
Yep.
like for some reason, because he does both of those, I'm just ingrained that big bears need to have that voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not that voice. It just sounds wrong to me. I couldn't even remember the plot of this movie. I knew immediately going into this would be on my list because I saw it. I didn't like it, and I remembered nothing about it because it's so forgettable.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, good choice. I never seen that one because I never really loved the first Jungle Book.
I the things I like about the first Jungle Book is Baloo and the Bare Necessities
Yep.
and King Louie.
Yes, absolutely.
Those two
Yep.
characters I think are great, and they're much better served as pilots
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
in Tailspin. Like honestly,
Yes. Oh yeah.
Tailspin and with Baloo being the pilot, and what does King Louie run? Is it a
I.
gas station or a bar or
Yeah,
like
it's like a.
a
I
big
think
rest
it's
stop?
both. It's like
Yeah, it's like a
right.
flying rest stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. That
they
show
have
is
the flying
awesome. I
car.
love
Yeah,
Tailspin. I love that show.
I hated the kid, but
Yeah. A kid was a
Kid
kid
Cloud
cloud
Bringers, something like that.
cloud kicker. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
hated
like that
him.
whole. Yeah, I like that whole premise of that show. That was
Yeah.
cool. My number three was Pocahontas.
Okay.
So as I said before,
Yeah. So I'll just go into my number three then, which
yep.
is Aristocats.
I never seen it. No, that's the one that has
That's
the Siamese cat song, right? We are
yeah,
Siamese.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I just find
That's
it
all I know about it.
boring. I find it overly
Look
boring.
boring.
Like nothing really
Yeah.
happens in it.
Yeah.
I think Disney is at their best when they do these action, adventure, comedy, romance, a little bit of everything. And I
Yeah.
feel like this was just like cats being cats, I guess. I don't know.
Yep.
It didn't work. It didn't work for me. I don't have much to say about it other than I find it
Mhm.
boring. I don't like the soundtrack, and it didn't work. I don't think that movie works at all.
Yeah. PJ, for my top two, these are definitely controversial picks. I think they're both. I'll just say for this one, they're both Pixar, and
Okay.
my number two is the 2016 Moana. Now
Oh.
yes, I'm gonna say let me start with the positives. I think the characters are great. Like The Rock is good as whatever that guy's name is, and
Maui's great. I love Maui.
he's great. The girl in it's cool. I love the chicken. Hey hey. I have the doll. I have the toy of Hey Hey. The songs are fun, but I just feel the story just as like I understand she has to go to the sea and blah blah blah. I think for me, know what it is? That ending for me felt so flat. I remember I saw it with my wife. Actually, I didn't see it in theater. I saw it on Disney Plus or whatever. But I just remember just going like, I just didn't like the ending. For me, I think it kind of ruins the whole film because I felt when she finally gets to that island, it's really like the whatever that spirit is really like
Yeah.
it's really the same thing. They split apart. They have to come back together. But I just felt like I don't know. I just felt underwhelming, and I don't know. I just felt that they made the whole yeah, the ending of a story is really huge. It really and I just felt it made the whole movie flat at that point. I'm like, ugh, like it wasn't worth for me revisiting because I was like, I
I
just
love The
hated that
Rock as
whole.
Maui so much. I think The Rock as Maui is
That character's just
he's
fun.
one of my favorite Disney characters I think of
That's
all time.
probably his, as some of our longtime listeners know, I'm not a big fan of The Rock as an actor, but I gotta say that's probably his best role has
Yeah,
been,
definitely.
as no question, that's his best role. But yeah, I don't really know what the big hype about that film is. Like I said, the color that looks is beautiful looking, all that crap is great, but I just feel like the story, like I think it starts off cool, and then it's really that ending that really ruins it for me. And
Yeah.
and
I can see
maybe
it.
I'm being really harsh on it, but I'm just like. Like, I don't think it's not really worth for me revisiting, or anyone would want to revisit it. I think the other stuff, even though they're really good, it's not enough. Because I'm like, if I was watching that as a kid, I'd be like, ugh, I don't feel like seeing that ending. You almost want to stop. You ever like want to
Right.
watch a movie, like I
Yeah.
want to stop it here because it's either like maybe something tragic happens to your character you don't want to see
Yeah.
happen, or you just don't like it after that point.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about that film. But yeah, that's my number two.
My number two is not a hand drawn film, but it's not Pixar. It's when Disney thinks they could do one of these movies on their own without Pixar and it fails. Planes.
Oh, really? I like that movie. I think it's cute.
I feel
I know
like
what you mean. It's cheesy. It's
it's
like
cheesy and
a
so
cash
derivative
grab.
of Cars. Like
Yeah.
Cars is so excellent. Cars is one of the best films, and it just feels like someone in a studio was like, "All right, we struck gold with cars. What other means of transportation can talk?" And they
Mhm.
were like, "We can't do trains because there's already Thomas the Tank Engine. What
Yeah.
hasn't been done yet? How about the planes? Can the planes talk?" I don't know. I feel like there was no creative energy behind that movie other
Right.
than someone in a studio said, "We need more transportation to talk about." And I don't know. And then they were like, "You know what we should do? Let's make the star of this Dane Cook. He's likable, right?" And it's just
Yeah.
like
I like Dane Cook, when he was at his prime, but
when he was at his
I
prime.
understand why you picked planes.
Yeah.
I never seen actually Cars 3. I know Michael Keaton's in it, right? He's like one of the
Yeah.
villains in it,
Yeah.
the villain car. But when I saw planes, I was like I said, I think it's fun. It's cute. Definitely not, on par with Cars or any other films. But I'm like, I'm surprised they didn't have them go head to head as a film. Like
Like
you
cars
could
versus
do something.
planes.
Yeah, like they have to race, when or like have like
Something.
an ego thing, like, oh, I'm the
Yeah.
fastest land thing. Well, we're two different things, and I don't know. I feel like you could have done something with that, but like this whole world, you know what I mean? Because the whole thing's revolved around cars. It'd be
It has to be in
interesting.
the same world, right? Like it has
Yeah,
to.
so so I was just kind of curious how like you could have those two, you
Well,
know.
what's next? We've done cars. Are we gonna do boats? I mean, are there other
It might
means of
be.
transportation
It
that could
might be.
talk that we could put a face on? It just
Hmm.
feels so lack of any creative thought into
Yeah,
this.
well, it was a cash grab, bro. That was like
Absolutely, it was.
cash that you could. um. Actually, it's be called like merchandise the movie. That's what it
It
basically
really,
was.
that's what it is.
My number one PJ, and I really do feel strongly about this, and it's controversial for sure. And look, technically, is this a bad movie? No, not at all. But for me, I think it's the worst because it broke my heart in multiple levels, and it's Toy Story 4. The
Mm,
2019 film. And the reason why I dislike it, folks, is number one, that trilogy is perfect. For me, it's like a
yeah.
perfect trilogy. And
When
when they
they're
made
in that incinerator,
exactly,
you
yeah.
just like
Yeah,
heartbroken.
and it just it ended on such a great note. Her
Yeah.
hanging out with Bonnie, and when I felt when 4 came out, I was like, ah, like and like I'm just like what are they gonna do now? And I guess I admire they were gonna try to do like an epilogue. This is how Woody finally learns to let go. But I just feel like a lot of what happened in that fourth one, I feel like a lot of the characters would not do. I don't really feel like as much as Woody doesn't want to be abandoned by his toy anymore. Yeah, I mean his owner.
Right.
He wouldn't want to leave his family, meaning Buzz and Jesse
Right.
and Rex. Like I didn't like that whole thing. I didn't like the big thing what they did with Buzz Lightyear. All of a sudden they make him like a dope. Where like he doesn't know, and he doesn't have like an inner voice, of like having a conscience, or like how to navigate situations, like a trusting his intuition. I'm like he's always had that. Like I know in the
Yeah.
first one he was like a buffoon where he thought he was a real space ranger, but like once he realizes he was like just a toy, but he always had like a good conscience. I think he always
Right.
knew right from wrong kind of thing, and I don't know. I just didn't like what they did to Buzz at all. The other thing I didn't like about that film was you'd even hang out with the crew. Like I love like they're not even in it. Like Buzz is barely in it, Rex is barely in it, Mr. Potato Head is barely in it. Like I love those guys.
That
And
was more of a Woody film than a Toy Story
yeah,
film.
and
And the idea of Woody wanting to leave yeah, it doesn't sit right.
hmm
I like bringing Bo Peep back the way they did. I thought that was cool, but
yeah,
I liked was it Key and Peele who did the
yeah. The two there. I mean, the
yeah,
movie's got some good jokes.
it's got good jokes.
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
but
I mean, I'm like I said, it's not like this awful, terrible film, but I just felt like, I don't know, it just kind of represents like kind of like Planes, like just
yeah.
another cash grab, you know what I mean? And
Well, they're gonna make it up to you with Toy
yeah,
Story 5, so
hopefully, yeah, because I mean, I'm hoping obviously they're gonna have to reunite those two. Woody has to come back,
that has to be the
to
plot.
bond, um. But yeah, I just thought the movie was kind of, pointless at one point. And these are all spoilers. I didn't like that he like ripped out his own voice box.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I was like, oh my, like what did you do to my boy? You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just didn't like. I don't know. I didn't really. I don't know. I really don't like it. I remember leaving the
Well,
theater.
the
I just
problem
kind of
is number 3 was so good that no matter
yes.
what they did on number 4, it
Hmm.
was never going to be as good as the ending they gave you in number 3.
Right.
And I don't know if number 5 is just like they realized everyone hated number 4 and they're like we got to do better,
Yeah.
or is it really just another cash grab? Did you hear they just announced a new cast member for number 5?
Really. I
Yeah,
didn't.
Ernie Hudson.
Oh, okay.
Because he's gonna be they just said he's the little soldier guy.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because
Okay.
what's his face died and couldn't
Yeah.
keep up with
Yeah.
the
Okay.
soldier
He could do
anymore.
that. He could do that
Yeah.
well. I can see that. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
can't
just
think of the other guy who used to do
yeah. It
it.
was like Ernie something or
Let me just look it up.
I know it starts with like an ER, like or
Toy Story 5, Ernie Hudson. Did they say he's gonna be Combat Carl?
right,
So
right, right.
who was Combat Carl? Was he in number 2 or 3? Combat Carl. He was in 3, right?
Yeah, yeah. He's in it just the beginning because the first thing
Yeah.
that has to go or that get thrown out is are the army guys.
See if I can find it. He was like a famous guy.
Yeah, RL Emery, something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember his. I can't find him now, but
Maybe some look up Full Metal Jacket.
yeah,
Will come up.
Combat Carl. We'll just Google Combat Carl. Carl Weathers was Combat Carl.
What?
Yeah, Carl Weathers was Combat Carl
In the original Toy Story?
in Toy Story 4.
Toy
Combat
Story
Carl.
4. Oh, because what's
Yeah,
his face was dead.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
Combat
thinking about the
Carl's the
guy,
voice.
the original
Yeah.
voice from 1 through 3.
Combat Carl was Carl Weathers was in Toy Story 4, and now Carl Weathers is gone, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Ernie
yeah.
Hudson is going to be Combat Carl, so that
Okay.
was pretty cool casting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. Yeah, I just hope with you know, I think you and I talked about this too with certain films, like, how many times they're gonna have like we're gonna be abandoned by our,
Yeah.
our owner. I think they were gonna do a. I mean, who am I? But a Toy Story 4. I'd rather them like
I'd rather have nothing to do with the humans at all, though.
exactly like they have to like maybe they have to fight like another toy, or like maybe
Something.
someone ripped out his voice box. He's like, oh, and they have to like go against other toys.
Honestly,
Like
it could just be like the toys have to fight. I don't know.
Mm,
I just feel like people don't play with toys as much. Kids don't buy
yeah,
toys anymore
yeah.
because now they're playing on their
Yeah,
iPhones and their
I
iPads.
think that's what the fifth one's about now. Now they'd be,
Yeah.
wrestling with the internet or some crap.
Yeah, like that could, the toys having to cope with they're no longer, as Woody put it in the first movie, we are
Mhm.
a child's plaything.
Yeah,
Now you're a collector's item and you don't get played with. And to have to live through that, I don't know, that could be like an interesting movie where
yeah,
these toys who have been played with forever now have to learn that they sit on a shelf in a case
yeah,
because they're collector's items and only adults want them and
yeah,
not the kids. And if you wanted to put through the adult spin on
yeah,
it with humans, maybe it's Andy who wants to collect his childhood
yes,
again, and because he wants to have these collector items and he's going through a midlife crisis and he's
yeah, yeah,
trying to
yeah,
collect his old toy, and somehow or another he winds up collecting the original Woody
yeah,
that he had
exactly.
as a kid.
Yeah,
And Andy won't know it because there's no way for him to know because it doesn't say Andy on his foot anymore, but
yeah,
Woody would know her. So there's a way he could do it. There's ways
yeah.
to make this
It'd be
movie
funny
work.
if they got like an evil Woody, and he's
Yeah,
real mean, and they're trying to
yeah,
get the,
yeah.
you know, uh, that'd be good. But yeah, that was my number one, bro. And I think your number one was Sword in the Stone,
Sort of,
correct?
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, folks, PJ and I are now going to make the ultimate list, and I think we were kind of fair with our choices,
I think so,
honestly.
too.
So, PJ, I think both of us agree that Pocahontas has to be on this list.
Absolutely.
I
And
think Sword in the
both
Stone.
agree the Sword and the Stone
Yeah.
has to be on the list. We know those two are going to be on there.
Okay. Okay.
That might be the 1 and 2 punches we both have.
Right.
Them. We
So,
might have-
right. I know. I'm thinking, PJ. I think number one should be Pocahontas, just
I
because.
think so.
I
Yeah.
think it's gotta be because, like I said, that movie is so bad that they don't even consider her a
Yeah,
princess
just like,
anymore.
fuck that movie.
Exactly.
There's not even a T-shirt in the park. There's nothing.
Nothing,
There
man.
ain't no popcorn bucket made out of John Smith's head or whatever his name is in that movie.
And then we'll say number two is Sword in the Stone. Right, so
Yep,
now
alright.
we got some. All right. All right. I'm
Let's see.
thinking.
Okay.
I wrote down your list. I'm looking at mine.
Yeah.
I think we should put the Aristocrats on here, and even though I never seen it, that should be on this list. Where we'll
Okay.
put that right now, I'm not sure. But
All
we'll
right, but
put
we know it's going to be in there.
yeah, the Aristocrats. I think we got to put Lightyear on. I didn't see it, but just because what a dumb idea.
Yeah.
to have Tim Allen. I mean, hello.
Trying to think about what you had on your list also.
I think we gotta put Toy Story 4 on there, man. I'm sorry.
Alright.
We gotta put that one on there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all right. I'm for it. I get it.
So we have. Let me see.
I think
One,
Dinosaur
two.
should probably go on there too.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely think Dinosaur has to go on there. Maybe
Mhm.
both Dinosaur movies
Yep.
should go on
Dinosaur and.
Yeah.
So how many do we have right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I counting it right? Yeah. 7. All right. So we have 3 more, PJ.
I think Princess and the Frog should be on there. I really do.
We'll do it, PJ.
All
We'll
right.
do it for you. We'll do it. You know what? Because I'm trying to think of objectively, like it was the last of its kind in terms of it being hand drawn, and something about it is flat. It's not very dramatic. I mean,
No,
they
it's
turn
not.
it's not very, all the sing animation, all that stuff is always great. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But not as epic. Okay.
And there shouldn't
I-
be princesses in America. It's the thing that bothers me the most.
We said Lightyear too, right? So wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, one more, PJ.
All right, what else do you have on your list?
All right, I
Whatever
have
it is.
Brave, The Rescuers, The Black Cauldron, Mars Needs Moms, and Moana. But your list I'm looking at is Atlantis,
Yeah.
Aladdin 3,
Yeah,
the other.
two.
Aladdin 2, The Jungle Book, and oh my God. I'll just say from my list, I don't think any, even though some of these I think like Mars Needs Mom is bad and The Rescuers, I think yours are definitely worse films. Even though I haven't seen them, just from word of mouth and what you described. So I think
I honestly I have it down between Rescuers and Planes.
I was gonna say Planes. I was gonna say
Rescuers and Planes are the ones that I think it has to be one of those two.
I was gonna say either Planes or one of the sequels, like The Return to Jafar, or even Atlantis. Because Atlantis was a clunker, man. You know what, PJ? I think we might have to go with Planes just because of what it represents.
All right.
So now we want to put them in specific order now, PJ, because our
Sure,
top
let's put them in
two
order. Okay.
is
We know the top two is
Sword and Stone. Number one is Pocahontas. Okay,
yeah,
so
we know that.
right. So how about where do we want to put Planes? How about that?
Planes could be a solid 5, right in the middle.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
I think that's fair.
Okay. Well, we just cross out the ones that we did. Okay.
And if we want to make Princess and the Frog the least worst and put her at number 10, that's
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay.
Is Pocahontas even a Disney princess?
Yeah, no, she is. She is. She was considered a princess.
She's
at one-
considered a princess?
I think she just kind of got like in that what's the word? Like grandfathered in,
Because she's a girl?
Yeah, and then she's the lead, but
I
she
guess,
just
'cause, like,
you know.
she's not. There's no kings of like tribes. I guess.
Yeah, I understand. Look, I know what
Yeah.
you're saying, man.
See what I mean? There is not supposed to be any royalty in America.
Maybe for
Where's my red hat?
maybe for how about for 9 and 8 we do Dinosaur. Actually, no, Dinosaur was a pretty bad movie.
Dinosaurs are pretty bad.
Maybe how about the Good Dinosaur at 9?
Okay.
How about that?
All right, Good Dinosaur
it's-
at 9.
Because it's bad,
Disney's
but
cute.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
And maybe
alright.
maybe Dinosaur, maybe in the top, maybe 4 or 3, maybe PJ.
Yeah, Dinosaur can be up there.
Right.
If I do Dinosaur at 4 or 3, I'm fine with it.
Okay. So
You want to do Dinosaur at 4? Should Toy Story 4 be 3?
yeah, okay, I'll do
Alright.
that. Wow. Okay, so now we just have what was it? 8, 7, and 6. Okay,
All right,
what
what
do
do we have left?
We have. Let me cross out what we have. What we did already. I think we're left with Lightyear, right?
Yep.
Lightyear. What the hell? What am I missing?
Planes? Do we fit in planes?
Yeah, we did Planes number 5.
That's right. Planes number 5. That's right.
God, folks, I thought we had our 9. My lord.
Let me put my list out. Well,
But we have 10 for Princess and the Frog.
Yep.
9 is Dinosaur. Then we
Yep.
skip. Let's say we go to 5. It's Planes, Dinosaur, Toy Story 4, Sword and Stone, Pocahontas. The heck?
We definitely.
Where are we
have
putting Lightyear? Where are we putting Lightyear?
Want to put Lightyear at 8? Do we have 8 available?
Yeah, 8 is available. I feel like Lightyear should be. I don't know what other movie.
Yeah, maybe
but
6.
yeah,
We'll
maybe.
put Lightyear at 6. Oh, Aristocats. We have. To
Oh,
put.
right.
All right.
Maybe
so
that's
we're-
7. Maybe
yeah,
that's 7.
So
And then
we're
eight-
missing 1, right?
What the hell was 8? What the hell did we pick for 8?
I don't. Was it Atlantis?
Was it?
I think it was
it
Atlantis.
Is it Atlantis?
I think it was Atlantis.
Okay, wasn't one of the sequels like The Return of Jafar or anything like that?
I don't think we put
Jungle
any
Book?
Aladdins on there.
Okay, all right. So it was Atlantis. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So folks, this is the worst Disney and Pixar films. And like I said, this is based on everything in terms of how the quality of the film, what it represents, and just this failure and some things are just unforgivable. So we have number 10 is Princess and the Frog, number 9 Good Dinosaur, 8 Atlantis, number 7 is The Aristocrats or Cats, number 6 is Lightyear, number 5 is Planes, number 4 is Dinosaur, number 3 is Toy Story 4, number 2 is Sword and Stone, number 1 is Pocahontas. Okay.
The worst of the worst.
Oh my lord. That's a fair list, honestly.
That is a fair list. Though,
Pretty
because
fair
if you
list.
Go to the parks, you will not see merchandise from any of these movies.
Yep. Maybe besides.
Well, Dinosaur because it had the ride.
Yeah.
Get rid of
That's,
that ride.
yeah,
so
that's
there's
right.
that.
Get rid of it, right? And Princess and the Frog, like I said, that's probably the most controversial one on here. People
Yeah.
give us breaking our
She's
balls.
the only one that you'll see in the parks because they just got rid of.
Yeah, and I
Splash
guess
Mountain for her.
Toy Story too. I mean, Toy Story technically, but
Yeah, but
I think
let's
that
be
movie
honest,
most-
that Toy Story is based on the first movie, not any
Yeah.
of the other ones. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's folks at home. Let us know in the comments whether it's on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or anything that we're posted on. What you think? What your somebody do you think is the other worst films by Disney and Pixar? But yeah, a difficult list. Like I said, they have a great catalog, but these films, like I said, what they represent.
And the fact that these are their worst,
Mm.
other studios wish their best were as good as
Yes,
Disney's were.
exactly.
That's just the truth. All these movies made $1 bajillion, and again, if Warner Brothers' worst movie, if Warner Brothers' best movie was as bad as Disney's worst,
Yeah,
can you
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
how much money Warner Brothers would have right now?
Oh my God.
I mean, Disney is just that good, but sometimes they miss too.
Yeah, no one's perfect. But PJ, even though you have that song stuck in my head now,
Oh my
the
God,
Pocahontas song, "The Colors of the Wind." So we'll try to drop it now as a fade out. But thanks for listening, folks. Maybe not check out some of these films, and we'll see you soon. Same time, same table.
Have a good one.
Boys and girls, lunchtime is over. For more information, visit their website at coolkidslunchtable.podbean.com. Follow the boys on all social media platforms. Just search Cool Kids Lunch Table Podcast. Now get to class before you get detention.